Scott, final regular season series taking on Omaha. Their offense and what they can produce, we saw it last time in Omaha. How mindful of that do you have to be of the points that they can put up and how they can get you really into a kind of a scoring battle?
I'd like to think they might be worried about us too right now.
Well, yeah.
No, they're good. I mean, obviously, I think number one, their power play. Their power play is number one in the country. It's number one in the league. It's a higher percentage in the league than it is overall. So you got to, and they've shown that against us in probably the last 4 games that we've played. So we got to, number one, stay out of the box. And if we get a penalty, we got to kill it. So their power play is dangerous. I think it gives them certainly a huge offensive weapon. I don't know who's going to be in or out of their lineup, but I know when they have a full lineup, they've got certainly some very good offensive players, and they play the game that way. Defensively, like we saw in the last series there, you lose a 7-5 game, we put up 11 goals against them there too. So we have an opportunity to hopefully keep that going. But anytime you're playing a team that's good offensively, you got to make sure defensively we've got to be good. Thought we did a good job against Western Michigan, who as well can put up goals. So it's that time of the year where you got to play good defense. Number one, obviously disciplined hockey. Number two, and so nothing really changes as to your approach to the game.
You like where your team is defensively, not only 5-on-5, but on the penalty kill a lot more than maybe at the end of December there when you were taking on Omaha. Of course, it helps that you have all the pieces now and didn't necessarily then.
Well, again, our numbers show that. I think Shep's been a big part of that. When you get good, solid goaltending, it helps your defensive numbers, and I think our team has gained confidence defensively because of that. And there's still things we got to get better at. I still think areas coming back into the zone, just making sure we're identifying just little positional things, point coverage. I mean, I can go through 3 or 4 things that you want to continue to get better at, but I thought, the best remedy is play with the puck more, and I thought we did that last weekend. And my Western is, Omaha's going to do a lot of the same things. They got some big bodies, and they work the puck down low, and they've got some guys that can shoot it and attack the net. So nothing really changes, and we just got to be mindful of that and win battles and win body position battles, and get pucks out of our zone where they don't have the second and third opportunities.
How much of an advantage is it that you guys get to stay home for the first round of NCHC this season?
Well, our guys work for it. We talked about it at Christmas. We weren't in a great spot. We were at the bottom of the league, 7th, 8th place, and we weren't going to probably catch St. Cloud or Denver, which we knew. So we knew there was probably 2 spots, and we said that's always a goal every year, is to be at home in the first round. Number one goal is to try and win the league. So our guys have had a good second half, and they've earned that. And it is nice, but we've got to take advantage of it. Right now we've got one more regular season weekend. That's an important weekend for both teams. Obviously, they're trying to get the final home ice spot. We're trying to stay where we are and try and continue to build momentum. And right now, I told our guys we have 4 games guaranteed left in the year. We got 2 this weekend, and for sure 2 in the playoffs. So we've got to play those like they're going to be our last.
Hall of Fame this weekend. I know when you first got here, you probably didn't know Hoagy all that well, but what's he grown to mean to you in this program over the time you've been here?
Well, I think when you think of our program, I think he is the program. If you talk to all the players, it's the same thing. I knew Hoagy for a couple of years before. I knew him. I met him back when I was recruited here, and obviously with him being from Babbitt, me from having certainly of Hoagy even back then. But his passion, his love for the program, his life, just the energy he brings. I just love the passion he has, for the program, and his relationships with the guys has been tremendous. I mean, the guys year after year take care of them, or he takes care of them. Either one of the two, but. It's awesome. He's a guy that even when I was hired, he had questions whether I was going to keep him, and I told him he's got a lifetime contract here, and he is the program. So I think that will pretty much sum it up.
It's also senior weekend, and maybe not the maybe not the high end skill that you had in the senior class of last year, but certainly some important figures and some guys that have been a big part of the team. Even the ones that haven't been playing as much have been a big part of the program.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's always hard, when careers come to a close. Some guys have been, playing more than others, but they're all important parts. You win as a team, and those guys, whether they're playing minimally, playing a lot, certainly have been a big part of our program, and hopefully, we're going to continue to play, and they're going to still be that. And you don't know. I think some guys have been, called upon to play when they haven't played very much and always been ready. And I think that's, as a coach, you appreciate that. And so it's always tough to see those guys, kind of wind their careers down. But hopefully we're not done for a while, and those guys are going to still contribute.
Injury report?
Parker's out. Skating, but he's out.
Other end of the spectrum, Scott, with the freshman class, we knew obviously with 10 of them they were going to play a lot of minutes, but you're far and away the highest scoring freshman class in the country right now. Did you expect them to have that big a contribution on the score sheet?
I thought a few of them would. I think Scotty, number one, just with his offensive ability. I think Nick Swaney with what he did in junior hockey. Certainly those guys were probably the two leading candidates as far as coming in and helping offensively. But, we've gotten, our back end has obviously played more freshmen, so those guys have contributed here and there. Some are, Mikey and Dylan and even Louie, and those guys have been on the power play. So when you have that many, I guess it makes it easy. I don't know what other teams have, but for sure a few of them, that we're counting on to come in and make immediate impacts and help offensively.
You talked before that Miami series, maybe concerned about some of the intensity down the stretch. We talked about it again after that big third period on Friday night. How good was it to see him come out and really kind of put the pedal down in that first period on Saturday?
Well, I'm glad you didn't ask that question last Wednesday, because I wasn't sure. And the funny thing is, we went and had a really good practice Thursday. Not that our week was bad, but our practice was good Thursday and Friday morning. And then, you know what? I thought our guys carried that over into the weekend. We did a lot of good things. I was really, really pleased with our weekend as far as winning 2 hockey games. It was nice to score goals. It was nice to see different guys score goals. But we played the game the right way most of the time. And I think when you do that, you're going to get rewarded. I just thought our compete level was good. I thought we were first on pucks. We played above people. We did a lot of things. And the end result was we got 2 wins. But we can't fall back, and I reminded those guys today of that sometimes, it's good to feel good about the wins, and it's good to feel good about, winning a few games in a row, but remember how you played. And last weekend was good. The weekend before wasn't a complete 60-minute game either night. And this past weekend was a little bit more like that, and we're going to need more of that. It's not going to be perfect, but we did a lot of good things, and hopefully that's something that we can build off of into this weekend in the playoffs.
Scott, Jared Thomas, what have you thought of his season and specifically last weekend? I thought he was a big part of
good.
the offense.
You know what? Good. He's been, I think, better here the last month for us. Certainly offensively, he's having a good year. More so than maybe in the past, and he's a key guy for us. And he's a power play guy. He's killing penalties. I'd like to see his face-off numbers get up a little bit higher, because he was good last year. But although he's won some key draws, like the face-off win for Dylan's first goal, those are important draws. But overall, good. For the most part, I think he's had a pretty good senior year, and numbers-wise, I think it's going on one of his best years.
Confidence a big reason why you think over the last month? We saw him finish off that breakaway goal, and it seems like he's maybe getting the converting the chances that maybe he was missing at times.
I don't know. I don't instill confidence. Kids instill confidence in themselves, so you're gonna have to ask him that question. But no, I mean he's played a lot of games for us. He's been in a lot of situations. You need those guys to go off that, and all you ask your older guys to be consistent, game in and game out, and he's certainly capable of playing at an even higher level, and hopefully we see that down the stretch here.
Avery Peterson's gotten a chance to get back in the lineup the last few weeks. So what have you liked out of him, and is there a chance he can hold on to that spot?
Well, right now he is. I mean, I thought last weekend was probably one of his best weekends he's had. And again, when he moves his feet, he's a more effective player. He can shoot a puck. That line I thought Friday night was outstanding. I thought they were good, all three of them. I mean, Carson had a big night with the goals, but they all contributed. I think that line had 9 or 10 points, but they were the reason we won that hockey game. In my opinion, I thought they were good all night.